So now I'm going to make some pipe clamps, some stove pipe clamps for wood stove. This is 10-inch black stove pipe material. It's thicker gauge. The first thing that I do when I make these clamps is I cut this bead off. You could make a clamp out of this itself. I don't know, I don't like to. It's harder to roll this sheet out with this bevel on here. It keeps it from flattening out so you can mark it easily. So I'll cut that off with snips and then mark it out. See, then it stretches so far the other end opens more than the already crimped end. I noticed if you cut it with the roll facing up, it's easier. I'm going to mark these ones every 3.5 inches. That'll give me a nice fat strip, and I can stick a piece of insulation in the center of that to clamp it around the stovepipe. It's a tedious process, but when you can't find clamps, it works. After I cut it off, you got your strip. Well, I need something to bolt to or to tie it together. Where the two old connection points were, you can take those and bend them up. It's a sheet metal bending tool, but you could use pair pliers, probably something else. Now I've got two ends that I can drill holes through to create the pipe clamp. Now this is going on 10-inch pipe, so when I stick it back around the pipe and get the insulation in it, it's going to have a gap. And what I'll do with that gap is I will cut another piece of this and put it behind there when I tighten it down on the pipes. I'm going to drill holes in here, and this is the bolt I'm going to use, so I need to pick the right size bit, but to make it easier to drill and line the holes up, I'll first clamp it together, and I'll drill one hole, and then I'll move the clamp and drill the next hole. I find it a lot easier to drill a pilot hole first. Now that should fit my bolt. Snugly. Perfect. I'll do that over here and then I'll set it up. I use 2 bolts on it just because I know where the fit is on these 10-inch pipes, and it should be just about there. So at this point, you could say that you're done. That would work, but there's another thing that I like to do. Since I have the tool, if you know a sheet metal guy or a gutter guy, they might have the tool. It wouldn't be very cost effective, I don't think, to go buy it. I don't know, it might be like 20 bucks. I use this tool to put a crimp around both sides. It pulls it in a little bit and smallens the diameter and gives the center a little bit of space for the insulation. And I don't really go crazy with the crimp tool. I just kind of lightly stick it on there and just a little squeeze. It's not like I'm trying to make a real deep one. And I go all the way around both sides. And that really helps it grab that pipe. This is the slice of metal that I put behind here to help seal the gap and hold the insulation in. You don't have to, but I'm going to pop rivet it onto one side. I have it clamped where I want it to be. And that's pretty much it. I might put a little crimp on both sides of that, the inside piece. You stick it on a section on tight and tighten it down and snug the back bolts up. It's really quite strong and it won't easily move. The lip on this section of T right here is right here. So this crimp holds that T very tight. It's a lot better than using hex head zip screws, in my opinion.